What's up, guys? This is another entry in my PSP Vita port review mini-series. I have so many of these ports, I could probably do this for another week if I wanted to, but today we're going to cover Muramasa Rebirth. I'm sure most of you got this on PS Plus late last year. If you haven't played it, or if you're waiting to get a Vita, it's definitely a really great port. Go ahead and load the original game. Now, this port doesn't really have any juicy new features aside from the DLC, which is definitely, like I've said a million times in the past year, some of the best DLC that I've ever purchased. But in terms of just the base game that doesn't have any of that stuff, it's basically the same thing. The main feature that they added was the ability to change your controls. If you didn't play the original version, you could not change your controls at all in the game, at least as far as I remember. Here, they're using the extra buttons and the D-pad to allow you to change anything. You can remove the press up to jump. In the original version, you had to push up to jump like a fighting game. As you can see, I customized my controls, pretty standard. X is jump, and evasion is on L. Before, you had to push left or right while you were crouching to evade. Pretty good little subtle change. It makes the controls more solid. The combat is a little more fluid. The game looks beautiful, as you can see. The 2D assets really converted over really well to an enhanced definition device. Go ahead and get to a fight here before I end it. No real frame rate issues in this game. Definitely a rock solid port. There's not really a whole lot going on in this game. It's pretty much left to right, point A to point B. Really solid port. Whether you have it on PS Plus, you get it on sale. It's a pretty good game for a portable experience. The save points are very frequent. It doesn't take too long. There's not really any loading once you get into the actual game. The DLC is pretty bite-sized as well. Each one is $5 each, or $20 in total. You get 3 extra bosses. You get 2 endings. You also get the ability to go through the original game's bosses if you so desire. You get a full skill tree. Arguably, in my opinion, I bought this port for the DLC. The DLC is definitely, some people consider it to be better than the original games. In terms of the actual port, definitely one of the best on the system. Nothing really wrong with it. They didn't really add too much to it. It was a pretty bare bones port until they added the DLC. But now that they've added that, it's definitely a pretty good value. All the characters that they added are completely different from each other. They're different from the original game too. They're all pretty highly customizable. I'd say it'll take you about maybe an hour to get through the first ending. It will take several more to get through the second. They actually added a patch a couple months ago that made it so if you go to one of the first bosses, or the original game's bosses, on one DLC character, you can fast travel to them on another character. So a lot of the backtracking has been cut out, but still a really rock solid value for the $5 they're charging. Anyway, that's another PSP port review mini-series. I will have more in the near future, maybe. I am starting to run out at this point, so let me know if you guys want to see more. Thanks for watching. Peace.